Hey everyone, and welcome back to another devlog for Spellbent. If this is your first time here, be sure to click on the card in the top right, and it'll take you to a playlist where you can start the series from the beginning. It's been a few days since I uploaded the last video, and I've gotten a few things done since then, so let's check out what we've got done. So, in the time since I uploaded the video, Ben has given me some new sprites for the crafting table that we built last time. And you can see it just is a little bit more detailed, looks more like a book. We're really happy with that. And he also gave me some sprites for the enchanting table as well as the cauldron here. With a few tweaks to the code, I was actually able to use the same code that controls the crafting table interface to also control this enchanting table and the cauldron here, which I was really happy about. Other than that, we have a working draft of an inventory interface that makes use of Unity's drag and drop features, which I'm really happy with. You can see that it makes the changes down here in the inventory bar as well. So this inventory bar represents this top bar. So what I want to get into today actually is adding more craftable items to the game. Specifically, we're going to be adding a new spell. So if we take a look at the enchanting table, this is where we're going to craft spells in the game. And the spell that we want to craft is this first spell in the ruin magic tree. We're going to get into magic trees a little bit later. For now, we just have a bunch of placeholder spells. But like I said, the spell that we're going to be able to craft is this one. It's the most basic projectile spell in this magic tree. And as you can see here, the ingredients that we need in order to craft it are the goo, which we get from trees, and the bones. So the way that we're kind of approaching development of the game right now to get more content in is we're deciding what we want to build into the game and then fulfilling those requirements through what we work on. So in this case, we need to figure out a way to get the bones into the game. So going back to the method that we talked about before, first we need to identify what we want to put in the game. So we're wanting to put in this spell. In order to build this spell, we need two things, goo and bones. And then the next step is we need to determine what activities you get those materials from. In goo's case, right now you get it from chopping trees, and you'll be getting it from killing our slime monster. In the case of the bones, you're mostly going to be getting it from killing monsters. So after today, it'll come from the slime. And then it will also come from any other monsters and maybe some other activities that we haven't yet defined. So basically what that means for us is that in order to get this spell into the game, we need bones. And in order to get bones, we need to program the slime monster. So let's go over to Unity and take a look at what we already have and what we need to do to get that done. So luckily for us, Ben has already provided us with all the sprites and animations that we need in order to build out this monster. So we can take a look at the prefabs that I've built out here already, and we can check out some of its animations. Basically, we have an idle animation, which is really simple, just 2 frames. And then we have a jump attack animation. And then we have a move animation. So all that remains left for us to do is to create some AI for the monster. So let's dive in and get that done. All right, so we have the AI for the slime monster programmed. So let's go on over to the code and check out what we've got so far. Basically what we have is a really simple finite state machine that manages the state of the monster and tells it what to do and when to do it. So to not get into the details too much, I've made this little animation to just kind of show how it works. Basically what happens when the player approaches the monster, depending on the distance between the player and the monster will be in different states. So once the player reaches this point, the monster will transfer into the chase state, and it'll chase the player until it gets close enough to be into the attack state. And if the player runs away, it will move into the states corresponding to the distances from the monster. So essentially the monster will move back into the chase and then the idle state, depending on how far away the player moves. So to see it in action, let's go back over to Unity to check it out. So what we need to do first is to just instantiate some of these prefabs into Unity. And then what we'll notice is that as we get closer to the slime, we'll see it enter the chase state there and then the attack state there. And we have our monster. And like I was saying before, what this allows us to have is to get us that crafting material that we need to craft the spell. We can come over here and we can go into our enchanting table, and we're now able to craft the spell for as many of the resources that we have. So you may have noticed that there's sort of a circular dependency built in, that in order to craft the spell we need the goo and the bones, and in order to get the bones we have to kill this slime, and in order to kill the slime we have to have the spell. And so that presents sort of a problem for now. And so basically what that means for me is that over the next week or two, I'm going to be working on the combat system. I'll be adding more spells, more monsters, and more sources for these spell ingredients so that we can have a more robust combat system built out. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check out the next devlog, which will be coming out a week from today. See you then.